All right, I want to go over the problem that you emailed me about given 2 points, find the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. And there's some stuff that you need to know first before you attack this problem. First, you need to know the slope-intercept form, which is y equals m times x plus b, where m is the slope of the line and b is the y-intercept. And again, slope is how much the line goes up compared to how much it goes over. And that's written as change in y over change in x, which is, well, we'll get to that in a little bit when we do an example. And the y-intercept, b, is where the graph crosses the y-axis. You also need to know the point-slope formula, or the point-slope form of the equation of the line, so that you can put the equation in this form and then convert it back over to slope-intercept form. And this is y minus y1 equals m, or slope, times x minus x1, where x1 and y1 are the coordinates of any point on that line. And if you're given 2 points, just pick one of them. Once you determine the slope, you use the slope in conjunction with the x and y coordinates of one of the 2 points, and you just write it in point-slope form. Then you'll simply add the y, after you distribute, you'll add the y coordinate to both sides, and you'll have the slope-intercept form. So for the problem that you were given the points 3, 8, and negative 3, 4. And what I did was I graphed just that line segment. And really a line goes continuously on forever and ever. But I just wanted to show you a segment of that line with these points. This is negative 3, 4. I start at the origin. I go to the left 3, and then I go up 4, because you graph the x coordinate first, then the y coordinate. And the second point, 3, 8, I went over 3 units, and I went up 8 units. And I simply connected those 2 points. And again, if you were drawing the whole line, you would have it continuing with an arrowhead at each end to show that the line moved infinitely in both directions. Now, what slope really is for any 2 given points, it's how much you go up compared to how much you go over. So in this case, to get from negative 3, 4 to 3, 8, I went up 1, 2, 3, 4 units, and I went over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. That's why it's called a change in y from negative 3 to 3. I'm sorry, from 4 to 8 is up 4 units, and from negative 3 to positive 3 is over 6 units. I wrote the equation out over here on the right, that over here on the right where the mouse is algebraically what's happening here. The change in y is 8 minus 4. The change in x is 3 minus negative 3. Or the distance from 4 to 8 is 4 units. The distance from 3 to negative 3 is 6 units. So the slope is the change in the y amount, which is how much you went up, and then you're going to divide that by the change in the x amount, which is how much you went across. So slope for this line is 4 over 6, which can be simplified or reduced to 2/3. Once we know the slope, we're going to take the slope and either of the 2 points. I chose the point 8, 3, or I'm sorry, 3, 8, because that way I don't have to deal with negative numbers. But if I had to, not really that big of a deal. So I'm going to put it into the formula y minus y1 equals m, or the slope, times x minus x1. When I substitute those values in, it becomes y minus 8, or y minus y1, equals 2/3 times x minus 3. When I distribute, nothing happens to the left side. The right side becomes 2/3 times x minus 2/3 times 3, which mathematically becomes 2. So I get y minus 8 equals 2/3 x minus 2. I then add 8 to both sides. Y minus 8 plus 8 equals 2/3 x minus 2 plus 8. That comes up, that gives us the equation of the line in slope-intercept form of y equals 2/3 x plus 6. If I had used the other point, if I had used negative 3, 4, I would have had y minus 4 equals 2/3 x plus 3. I would then distribute the 2/3, and I'd have y minus 4 equals 2/3 x plus, I'd have 2/3 x plus 2, and then I would add 4 to both sides, and I'd get y equals 2/3 x plus 6. No matter what point you use, you'll always get the same equation in the end. And I just put the steps down. First I wrote the equation in point slope form. Then I distributed the 2/3 to the x and to the 3. I added 8 to both sides, and I combined the -2 and the 8 on the right side of the equation, and it's all in slope-intercept form. If you have any questions at all, email me, text me, whatever you want to do. Be specific about what you need help with, and I'll see if I can make it better. Hope it helped.